Hey, that's it. We're back for the overtime segment coming off of week 15. We're going to talk about G to the public real quick. Two things that we ran into last week in the criminal justice division. Huge fraud regarding pretrial release. And what we're talking about is we had a client last week whose mother called us. We had a client who got arrested for DUI, driving under the influence, and literally was on the phone saying, hey, something doesn't sound right. I'm on the phone and the police are saying that on our first time DUI, he's going to have an ankle monitor and he's not going to be released on bond until I pay them $1,500. So right off the bat, Luker, I jump on the phone, and the public service announcement is this. On a first-time DUI offense, if somebody is cold calling you and sending you a link to deposit $1,500, it's a fraud. It's a scam. It's the worst, Luke, that can happen in Hillsborough County, all of Florida. This is running rampant because you're taking, people at their weakest moment. Here's a mother, nervous for their son. Somebody's posing as law enforcement, in this scenario, posing as Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, saying, hey, I can see on our screen that he's being released. I can see that you posted the $500 bond, but however, it's being recalled because now the judge or the state attorney's office wants an ankle monitor, and you have to put up a $1,500 security deposit, which can be released at the first appearance. Now, cousin, as a prosecutor, former prosecutor, I jump on the phone, I tell the client, hold on, three-way them with me. Even though I'm not the criminal defense attorney, let me help this family. Cousin, I get on the phone with this guy, I start hitting him with questions. What district are you calling from? What's your badge number? Who am I speaking with? This scammer was so good, he had it all ready to go. I'm with District 6, I'm Corporal so-and-so, my badge number is this. I then go into legal questions. Where's the order? What judge on a first-time DUI offense for a 25-year-old is requesting pretrial release supervision, i.e. an ankle monitor? Know what the guy tells me? I can't see it, but I see it up in my queue that it's just been released. I don't know what order. I can't see it inside of the computer, but I'm going to have my lieutenant call you back, and he'll be able to square it away. So then I start asking questions. How do you figure that we're going to pay $1,500? Where would we pay this? Would we come to the district? Oh, no, I'm just telling you that, though, if it's not placed, my lieutenant will give you the instructions. So then I start thinking, and I said, look, man, where's the due process in this? Where's the hearing? How's this somebody a risk to public safety? How did this get established? Guy can't answer any of the questions. Meanwhile, what am I doing, Luker? I'm texting my criminal defense referrals, the best, one of them, Anthony Rickman, and I said, hey, Anthony, I think I've got an issue on the phone. He immediately responds, no, this is rampant fraud. We're trying to catch this guy. It's a freaking scam. Can you believe this is going on?
No. Yeah, I mean, the sad thing is, like you said, preying on people who are vulnerable. They're at a bad moment. They're trying to help 100%. A friend or a family member or somebody get out of jail.
His mother had no idea.
They're just trying to follow directions so that they can go through the process, and then you have a scammer coming in that's got the details, that's pretending these things, and it's just really, really scary and sad. And I'm surprised that our client family was able to smoke him out, and that you were able to
jump on the phone,
figure out as well to ask these questions and realize, why this guy does not know.
This is how orchestrated it was. One, they could see that he was charged. That means they're scanning the Hillsborough County arrest inquiry from Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. Number two, they can see his address. They then go do a property search. They see who owns the property search, right? They see that my client, i.e. the mother, owns the home. They somehow get another database where they get her phone number. So when they're talking to her, they have their son's age, they have the booking information, they know she just placed a bond or is going to. They have her address, her contact information, and they're representing themselves as law enforcement.
Pretty sophisticated scheme.
It's insane. Yeah. It's insane. Meanwhile, she knows she placed the bond. It was only $500, and now she's going another $1,500. Within 5 minutes of me hanging up the phone, she gets the call from the quote-unquote lieutenant. Lieutenant, what do they do, Luke? Sends her a link on an Apple Pay. And at that point, she knows the fraud or the scam is in. Number one, what we know is, right, law enforcement never asks for money over the phone. Number two, they're never going to send you a link for payment for anything. For the public out there, so that everybody understands, pretrial release confinement goes before a judge. It goes before a hearing. Now, based on the initial nature of the crime, or the alleged crime being committed, they set the initial bond. But to go above that bond and say, hey, I want ankle monitor, it's a flight risk, that goes before a judge. That's the due process. You have an opportunity. So for people out there, what we're trying to get the message is, if law enforcement is ever telling you over the phone to send a link or charge you money, it's a scam.
Yeah, and I've heard of similar ones for jury duty. If people miss jury duty or they get not even that they missed it, they get a call that says they missed it.
Right.
And you need to go here, you need to withdraw cash, or you need to pay this link so that we don't come after you for this. Like,
How about within 24 hours, you and I walking back from lunch? What happens there? We get another phone call from a friend of ours that says, hey, Rob, there's a guy on the phone that's representing that he's from the Tampa Police Department. And he's telling my significant other that because she missed a subpoena, she has two options. She can take a civil infraction and pay $5,000 for her order to show cause before the court, or they're going to come and arrest her.
That was another one where if you're not thinking clearly and it just catches you off guard or out of the blue and you're having a bad day or something, you just comply, like
They had her phone
toast.
number, they had her business record, they knew she did work for the county before, they knew her company appeared in court before as a liaison for the court system. They had a fake subpoena number, same thing on this one, $5,000 they wanted to wire to her, threatening a jail sentence. And by the way, did the research on it, they pulled a real officer's name off of the net. I went back and tracked it, real officer, that's how they connected the fraud together.
Wow, and it shook her up. I mean, very well, nervous. What did I miss? How can this happen? Is this real or
how
not?
How can I be going to jail? What do you mean you're going to come pick me up? Where do I have to report to? Horrific. All weekend, couldn't even settle down because they still thought the fraud was real. Thank goodness her significant other, a real strong guy, said no. We were lucky we picked up the phone as we're walking out of, but here we go, rampant. So if it's rampant here in the Tampa Bay area, Luke, it's got to be rampant throughout the state of Florida.
People, unfortunately, we really have to start using our sixth sense and our common sense here to say, hey, is this real? Like,
yeah, 100%.
Should I talk to somebody before I just give somebody $1,500 or just
$5,000
comply
wire.
with what's being said? Like,
This is the reminder, they never ask for money. Police will never ask for money over the phone. They will never send a link. They will never engage in those tactics. And when in doubt, what do? Call Tampa Police Department, talk to the operator, make the direct call to the district, call HCSO, hang up with the person you're talking to, go get some guidance. And of course, if you have a family friend that's a lawyer, call them immediately. And HCSO is great at it. TPD is great at it. It's right on their website. There's a lot of articles that says, never ever, these are fraudsters. They're trying to get them.
Yeah, we just have to ingrain that in our brains going forward, because it's similar to, when you're banking or you're talking to your banker, you get an email. We never ask for your account number or your social security number over the phone.
That's right.
And so that people are starting to realize that, okay, yeah, my bank's not going to ask me for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so now you almost have to think of it the same way. If the government calls me, if the police department calls me, if, whoever it is, a court trying to say I have a summons, like you really have to stop.
Reminds me of the movie Raymond Israel, Denzel Washington, where he goes, yeah, they don't knock. They don't call, man. They just come.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's like, that's not how the police operate. So public service announcement from your team at Overtime on a legal formation. Had 2 clients get hit with this last week, wanted to get it out there, but number one, the scammers are out in full force in the state of Florida in the criminal justice system. Don't be a victim.
Broward Sheriff's Office just made a post now.
Boom.
So Broward right there.
And hopefully we get this under control. I'd like to see nothing more than the state of Florida, maybe a task force, maybe a federal task force, get in there and find these people. But ultimately, in the interim, just keep your guard up.
Yeah, stay diligent out there.
That's Overtime segment. Call their bluff. Hang up and call the police. Call the district. There's nothing wrong with getting more information.